All right, folks, it is 7 o'clock. Let's get going. I am Mark Anderson. Thank you for joining me tonight for the overview of the Senior Intern Program for 2024, 2025. All of you have juniors who are attending tonight, so I appreciate you taking time, which I thought was going to be a beautiful evening, but on this rainy evening. So let's get going. And by the way, I am recording this as well, and there is a chat feature that is in this Zoom. In the chat feature, in a few minutes, I will add a link to the slide deck and also to a parent volunteer piece that you have as well. And so that will give you the opportunity for you to be able to follow along and for you to be able to click on some of the things, some of the links that are embedded inside this slide deck. Rachel Hari is the other teacher of the Senior Intern Program. She is not able to join tonight, so I will be going solo. So both of us really look forward to having your child with us in the Senior Intern Program next year and helping them grow. So what you're seeing right now, if some of you have been reading this while I've been chatting, I want to highlight just the last bolded part. This was from a former student. Just said, without the Senior Intern Program, there's no way I would be meeting with industry professionals, getting an internship, or even have any idea of what I want to do in my life. And really, all this is possible if your child engages in the program. This is such a key factor. I think if they engage in the program, they will find themselves being better off personally and professionally. And they will be the one kid, maybe on their college campus, or one of a few kids in our college campus that is so much further along than some of their peers with understanding how to be, how to network and how to be professional and things such as that. So it really, being involved in this program really does give them a leg up after they leave Eden Prairie High School, whatever they choose to do. Here's what the agenda is. The agenda is we're going to give a program. I'm going to give a program overview of what the program is involved with. And then also talk about the internships. And that's going to be the main part of the program, which is about half of it will be covering the internship part of it. And, because this program is broken up into two different sections. And by the way, I'll go back to this. There is an exit ticket. So students, this is for you. There's an exit ticket at the end of this session. So we can gather some more information and also take attendance, because all the information is so critical to prepare for next year and also to be able to apply for internships during May. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later on, that it's imperative. So parents, guardian out there, if you are able to attend and your child is not, it's going to be important that they do go over and maybe and review this slide deck, maybe even hopefully listen to the recording. And there's a link in there, again, like I mentioned towards the end, about completing an exit ticket, just for us to be able to gather some information. And there also is and I don't remember if I mentioned this in the past, there's a chat feature. And if you have questions along the way, please feel free to throw something in the chat. I may wait until closer to the end to be able to answer some of those. That way I can get through the critical information as I'm talking. And actually, before I do that, here's what I'm going to do. Since we have a bunch of people that joined us, I'm going to go in and I'm going to copy the information for the slide deck. And I'm going to throw that in there for everyone right now. And also the parent volunteer list as well. That way, for those people who are just joining in, you'll be able to have access to this information. So hopefully that will be, you'll be able to check that out at some point. All right, so back to the program at hand. So as I mentioned before, the program is broken up into two different sections. There's a seminar class and then the internship piece of it. The seminar class is going to be taught either during periods 1 or 2 during the first semester. So terms 1 and 2, it's either going to be period 1 or 2 for the seminar class itself. The internship credit, and there are 2 of them, is going to that will be available during the second semester. And I'll talk a little bit more about how that looks in a student schedule. I have some sample student schedules to be able to walk through as well. And the internship credit, there are 2 of them. It's either going to be in 3rd or 4th period of your child's schedule during that second semester. So that's a quick overview of how it fits in the schedule. And this is and I guess I'm not quite ready to get to the schedules yet. This is the curriculum that happens in a senior seminar class. And without me going through and reading the entire list, you can kind of see that. But what you'll see throughout there is so much of it is tied to networking. There are so many different things. We talk about professional dress and researching companies and doing mock interviews and information interviews, things such as that nature. And this is the experiential part of the class. And the experiential part, this is where I think the best part of the program. And because this is where your child is able to experience things, and such as information interviews. We have like 5 of them that are required, and 3 of them are set up, or 2 or 3 of them are set up by us. And then 2 or 3 will be conducted by on the students at the students' own time. We attend the College and Career Expo. We have career site visits, mock interviews, networking breakfast. The image that you see on the screen right now, that's a picture from our past networking breakfast. So we bring in some volunteers, and we have, say, 1 volunteer for every 4 or 5 students, and we just go through a simulated networking experience. And so then there's a breakfast piece of it as well, with a little bit of some information interviewing along with that. We have an e-mentor program with a partnership through General Mills. We have guest speakers. We have HIPAA training for those of you who are interested in healthcare industry. And on this slide, which is just like in the chat, I also included the link for the parent volunteers sign up. And so if you have been wanting to get involved with your child's education at the school, and it's been since elementary that you've done so, this would be a way for you to be able to do that, for us to be able to utilize your knowledge, your experience, and for you to be able to share that with a lot of other students who may have an interest in a career that you participate in. All right, so here's a sample schedule. And so you can see the first semester. This one is showing the seminar class being just during semester 1, during period 1. And then the internship is placed either for term 3, it's in 3rd period, and term 4, it's in 4th period. And I just put a whole bunch of other kind of courses in there as well to kind of round out the schedule. So that's one view of it. A second view could look like this. And so you can see how the seminar class actually changed periods, but that's okay if that's what fits in the schedule, because maybe in this case the English class had a change. What we do is we keep the student with the same teacher, but they just change periods. I probably had, out of 60 students this past year, I probably had 10 of them that changed periods, and so it's not a rare thing. And for this example here, this student had the internship credits during term 3 and term 4 during 4th periods. Here's an example. If your child is in music, and music is challenging because music, requires 4 periods a day for 4 years, and so we try to find a way to be a little bit more creative with the music students. And this is one of the different ways that a lot of times the music students will have a half period open. And so this actually can get placed in the second half of the period, but it would run all year. So their schedule would look a little bit different. I'm just going to go back to this example right here for a second and just talk about that internship piece and what happens. The internship credits themselves in terms 3 and term 4, those are just placeholders. So we don't actually meet with the students on a daily basis. And what it is the students are granted that opportunity for them to do work on the program, to try to find internships, try to find information interviews, job shadows, connect with individuals, connect with professionals. So it's either going to be, maybe one of them or both of them during that period 3, like this one is, or it's during period 4, like this one is. And so again, it's a placeholder. And so they would, on their schedule, it would have all 4 courses, but they wouldn't come in on a daily basis to that 4th period. So I hope that makes sense. But the seminar class in itself, they do come every single day. That's a regular kind of class. All right, so let's talk about the internship piece. And this is where I want to spend a little bit more time with, so I can talk a little bit more about this information, and to make sure you have a full understanding of really what does it entail with that. So each student, in order to successfully get the credits for the internship piece, they earn 60 hours is what the goal is. And by mid-May 2025, we say mid-May, not the end of the year. I mean, really they have until the end of the year, but the last, time log that really is turned in is really towards that mid-May, because it gives me and Rachel Hari that time to be able to go through and to be able to look at and see who has the credits and who has the hours, who doesn't have the hours. So it gives us some time. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about some of the ways that you can earn these hours. Many of the hours for the internship credit are going to come through the class itself, but in addition, you have the additional 60 hours, and we're really flexible on how we do that. So let's go in and talk about some of those options. The first one that you see is a summer enrichment. This is a link in here. I'm not going to click on this. You certainly can click on this if you have access right now to the actual slide deck. Or you can do that afterwards as well. But the summer enrichment they probably have 20 to 30 plus different opportunities really across the country, a lot of them in Minnesota. And many of them are for camps and workshops and things and like actual internship pieces. So it's from a wide variety of careers. And we had this past year, we didn't have as many students take advantage of this, maybe because I didn't emphasize it as much, but it's such a great way to get a jump start on the 60 hours. By no means is it required for any student to do that, because we want to have a life in the summertime. And you know, people have busy schedules and they have jobs and you're traveling, but this is an opportunity for you possibly to attend a camp for a week, or maybe it's a workshop. Maybe and so those are some different ways you can do that. And in order to verify, to get verification of that, there's really a handful of different things that the student would do. You would, print a copy of the camp agenda for what it is. If you get some kind of certification of completion, you would turn that in as well. And we also have we have a time log. And so there's a link there for a time log for you to be able to print that on your own. And I have a whole bunch of copies here at school too. So if the students, if you want to come in here and grab some of those copies and save yourself the ink at home, please feel free to do that. I am in room 261 for the remainder of the year and next year, I guess, as well. But what that time log is really just getting signatures to verify your experience. And along with this summer enrichment, some of the different things that aren't on here is, let's say that your child is interested in doing something, parent, guardian, that you do. It could be something, maybe if you go on a work trip, you're going to a workshop, it's a trade show, things of that nature. Sometimes I've had students actually attend with their parents and be able to participate in some of the activities. Maybe you're a greeter, but you're really being there to be able to participate, to kind of see how the whole thing runs. And so if those are opportunities, those are certain things that can be done as well. I have some students right now that are doing the Minnesota Business Venture Camp, some students that do the Scrubs Camp. So there's a whole bunch of opportunities over the summertime that students are able to take advantage of. And it really, again, it's a great way to get a jump start on those 60 hours. This is another way, actually doing information interviews or job shadows over the summertime. So if a student really wants to get a head start, and a lot of this content that you see here is really covered in class. We go a lot more in depth about how to do these things. But as a student, if you really want to get more experience and you want to start the ball rolling, which every year we have a handful of students that say, hey, I kind of want to get going on this. Well, on this slide are resources for you. So the first one, different things that you would turn in to receive credit for this, is that you would complete a research and questions document. And it's basically you doing company and the profession, the career, the company research, and also preparing some questions that you would ask before the experience. And there's a sample of some questions that you could actually include in the document and to consider yourself as well. We require students to do a thank you note, or in this case, we'd be okay with a thank you email. But during class, it'll be a thank you note. But we require them to do a thank you because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So you would provide proof of that. And this also has a link for that time log. And if you do notice under that first bullet, under the completed research and questions document, it does say that that document should be submitted prior to doing the information interview, because we want to make sure that you're preparing yourself for the experience and you're kind of not going in blind and just winging it, but that you go in prepared. And students, you may not recognize this or realize it yet, but it makes a huge difference for you to go into these experiences prepared. And that's what we're trying to set you up for. If you have the opportunity that you want to arrange your own internship, and it can actually start over the summertime, this internship could go throughout the school year and it can go during the summertime. You certainly can do that. What's required of you is that you just contact myself before the end of the school year or over the summertime and be able to just to kind of go over what you're looking at, just to maybe get approval for it, just to make sure it fits kind of what we're looking at. These internships are really supposed to be something that are career related. So it isn't something where I have an internship at Prop Shop and I'm just, helping volunteer there and stock the shelves. That's not the kind of internship that we're talking about. That's just kind of volunteering. So something that would be related to your career would be the option. There's also a completed training plan on here. You can look at that. And so when you would get approval for it, you and the person you're doing an internship can complete the training plan. It basically outlines what you're going to be doing during the internship. There's an evaluation form that will be completed on it afterwards. And there's also a time log. So the time log, there's two different time logs. There's a short-term one, which is the one in blue. One in red is for longer term. So if you're planning on spending, 30, 40, plus hours over like 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, I'd probably advise doing the long-term experience one. If it's more of a short-term kind of experience, then you can use the blue link. And all right, so now we get into the internships that are really coordinator arranged. So we do have some internships that are pre-arranged right now. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time on each of these so you have a little bit of an idea on what these are going to be. And as we go through, I will highlight this. A lot of the, many of these that you see here on the screen, many of them are business and marketing related. And many of them are like marketing related or social media related. Not all of them, but many of them are. I want to assure you that this program is for any student who is in, for students who are interested in any kind of career. It doesn't really matter what it is. We've had anyone from, they were doing education to business to finance to marketing to engineering to medicine, to really across they really kind of did the gamut. Computer science, it didn't really matter. The skills that you get from this program, it's really trying to help prepare you for any career. It just so happens that some of the businesses that have reached out to us in the past and some of these organizations, the opportunities that they have are more business and marketing kind of focused, but not all of them are in this case. So, and the last one down on the red area in the very bottom, it says possible micro internships. We're going to add this for next year. This is going to be a new thing. We had a micro internship course these past couple of years, and that course is going away. So, but we don't want to lose the opportunity because it was really a unique opportunity for the students and for the businesses. And what that is we have some partnerships with some businesses that may be interested in taking on some students to do kind of a shorter term micro internship. And so you wouldn't be spending as much time at the actual business, but you would be maybe doing a project or doing some work for a business. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more during the year. So that's another opportunity that students will be able to do. Beyond this, and I just want to make sure I mention this before I go into all the different details. I want to emphasize the fact that, we do have some opportunities that are provided for students. But regardless, for those students that don't get one of these, because for each of these opportunities here, excluding the capstone focus and one that's a possible micro internship, actually, no, the capstone focus one probably will be as well. You have to interview for these positions. But there may be some other ones next year that, what we're trying to do is give you the skills so you're able to find some opportunities on your own. That's kind of what we're really trying to do. We're trying to, hopefully expand your comfort zone. People's comfort zone gets expanded when you're uncomfortable. And so the goal of the program is to expand your comfort zone and make you more confident so you can be proactive in helping you find some of these opportunities, whether it be, an internship, whether it be a job shadow, attending a conference, a workshop, something of that nature. All right, so let's go on and talk a little bit some specifics about each of these. We have two different ones through the Eden Prairie Rotary. There's a morning one and then a noon one. So this would be, the morning one obviously is during the morning. That's from like 7:30 to 8:30. And so when you would attend that, you'd be a little bit late to a first period class. And so we would arrange that, with your first period teacher, obviously, but you'd miss about the first 15 minutes. The noon one, ideally you have a third period open. Maybe that's when your internship is. But if that doesn't, again, you would be missing that third period class on occasion. You see there that they meet on Thursdays, but I think they've gone to not every Thursday. They've gone to maybe 2 Thursdays a month. So I didn't update this slide with that. And what you do with the Rotarians at the meetings is you do a lot of networking. You network at the meetings, you network at their special events, you assist the facilitation of the meetings. So you're the person that kind of helps kind of arrange things at the beginning. You get there a little bit early. When people are coming in, you help check them in, give them the warm greeting, and you help maybe the presentation throughout the time as well. You can do career exploration because you end up networking with a lot of different people. You end up talking to a wide variety of people. These are all people who are either living or working in Eden Prairie who are part of the AM and the noon Rotaries. And then you help promote the EP Rotary. The students this past year, they achieved about 25 to 30 hours. But again, it all depends on how many meetings you go to. If we end up having 3 interns, you probably have a little bit less hours than that. If it's about 2 interns, it's probably around 25 or 30. This is unpaid. And if you wanted to interview for that, and again, that exit ticket at the very end will allow you to indicate that you're interested in doing this. All of these opportunities, except for one of them, your application has to be submitted. Really, your resume or essay or video is submitted to me. It is just emailed to me by Friday, May 10th. And that's in a week and a half. And so you have that much time to figure out which ones you want to do and which ones you want to apply for, because I need to set up interviews for the last 3 weeks of school so we can have these internships kind of lined up before the year begins. So that's the Eden Prairie Rotary ones. Here's the Eden Prairie Chamber of Commerce. Now, this one's a little bit different because the applications are not done until the fall of 2024. So you will not be applying for this one right now. You certainly can indicate that you're interested in it. This is a really unique one because they look for 15 to 20 different student members, because they're part of a future leaders program through the Eden Prairie Chamber of Commerce. If you're looking to enhance your professionalism, communication, networking, all while you explore career opportunities, it's a great opportunity for you. The students from this past year, they participated in committee meetings, they attend networking events, you assist with those networking events, with the service events. So you have a lot of opportunities to talk with a lot of different individuals from a wide variety of different career fields. So this is such a great opportunity for students to be able to meet a lot of different people and learn from them and learn from what their experiences are, which is one of the greatest things about this program, is the amount of people that you're able to network with. I would say you get about 10 to 15 hours with this one. And again, it's unpaid. And again, the applications are due in the fall of 2024. Students on commission. This is one, you can see they have several different links here. This is one where you apply online, and this one is not due until May 24th. And so this one is not involving me. You don't email me anything. You actually apply online. So if you're interested in any of those areas in blue, if you're interested in aviation, the heritage, the preserving things, human rights, park and rec, sustainability, there are some pretty cool things that they actually have committees in Eden Prairie that you can actually participate with. And this would be great for someone who's interested in political science, possibly, or else if you're just interested in sustainability, you're interested in aviation, you should really consider joining this. And the hours vary, but I estimate between 10 to 15 or so in that area. Eden Prairie School Store, the Nest. And so you can see this is the biggest one, the one that we have prearranged. This one, the students get between 50 and 60 hours. And this is ideal for students interested in retail management, merchandising, marketing. There's an actual link on this one, on this slide. You can see the one in blue there. And that is an overview of what the plan of what the internship is. It talks about the experience, the qualifications, what the job duties are, skills needed, things of that nature. And it has contact information on there. If you do this, if you're interested in this one, and again, a great opportunity, it is again between 50 and 60 hours. So this would kind of be like your only thing that you would really do outside of the classroom. So you really wouldn't need to do anything else. The students who did this had a great experience. They really learned a lot about, especially about retail management. They do ordering, some of the apparel, things of that nature. And you would send an essay, and there's a link to the essay at the bottom of this link, and that would be sent to me by Friday, May 10th. And the next one is the Minnesota Perinatal Association. And so this is a healthcare industry. And so if someone is interested in marketing or social media, especially in the healthcare industry, this is the one for you. So you would want to take a look at the link, and it provides, again, the skills, the duties, the qualifications. This is really ideal for someone interested in business and or healthcare. And you can get 40 to 50 hours for this one. So this is a substantial one as well. And the hours kind of vary. They really work around your schedule. A lot of it is after school, but they try to be really flexible and work around your schedule. And you would actually go there for certain times, and some of the things can be done on your own time. They're looking for 2 interns for this one, and unpaid. You would send a resume to me by Friday, May 10th, and then I would forward that resume on to the people doing the interviews, and then we would go from there. This one is a college and career expo and also the job fair. Looking for 2 to 3, I say 2 interns, but really 2 to 3 interns. And this is about event planning. So if you're interested, if you're organized and you love to communicate and you're detail oriented and you love to plan things, well, this is really right up your alley. So we have a college and career expo and a job fair here. You would be the interns who would work with our CTE director at the district office, and that would be your sponsor for this, or your supervisor, and you would lay out and help plan the whole thing, and then you'd help run the event, and you'd talk to businesses and all that jazz. So between about 15 to 20 hours, again, you would send a resume to me by Friday, May 10th. Senior party, 1 to 2 probably 2 interns for this. This is a marketing one, so there's a lot of different things. You want to look at the job description for this. So it's marketing, but it's also kind of planning as well. You design and communicate. You use design and communication using social media, but beyond that, you helped design the sign, the yard signs for the senior party. You helped design the T-shirts that the seniors wear that first day of school, and so you get about 25 to 35 hours with this one unpaid. Again, you send a resume to me by Friday, May 10th, and this one, by the way, you would actually need to attend this year's senior party, so you would be able to see what it's like to help prepare you for what you would do afterwards. And so that's the one stipulation for that. The Opal Upcycle one, and I apologize, there's a blank bullet there, because I meant to put in the number of hours that you did, and I meant to come back to it. I apologize. One intern, this is a paid internship. And the video that you'd be submitting to me by Friday, May 10th, in order to figure out what you do for that video is you would want to open up the social media intern job description. This is a local business in Eden Prairie, Chanhassen, kind of on that border, and helping the business do their actual social media. So we had one intern this past year. This is what she said. It helped a lot. It taught me how to be more creative, how a small business works, different communication skills, and navigating the business side of social media. So again, that marketing side, that social media side. So you'd want to open up that social media internship job description. And I do believe around, around 40 hours or so, 40 plus hours is what the past intern got for that. So again, the video you would submit to me by Friday, May 10th. I would forward that on to the person Opal Upcycle, and you would look at the social media intern job description to figure out what it is that you'd want to include in that video. The business and this is new for this next year. The business and marketing department, we are offering 2 internships. One of them is marketing related, and that's more designing communication using social media. So again, using social media, you can click on, if you're a marketing student, you're interested in that, you click on that link for the job description. I'm estimating 15 to 20 hours. Again, you would send a video to me by Friday, May 10th, and you'd want to look at that job description to be able to figure out what the details are for that. And we're offering a web page development intern for this next year. Internship, and looking for 2 interns. And really, if you're interested in someone of doing the coding and apps and really designing web pages, I would say that I think I know that our department's web page on the school's website is very outdated. Old pictures, old information. And so it's really helping get the current information, but also helping in the design of it. We would love to see a more interactive web page for our department. Again, about 15 to 20 hours, and it could be more depending on what the job is. And you again would send a video to me, and you'd want to look at that job description for that. All right, before I go on to the picture of the shoes, I want to reiterate how important it is for you to consider one of these different internships. And because I probably covered like 10 of them. 8, 9, or 10 of them. And so it's so important for you to get started on this, because many of these we're interviewing for it this year. And it's a great way for you to get a jump start towards your internship hours for next year. And not all of you, if we have 100 people apply for it, we only have positions for about 40. So the other 80 or so students, we got to find other ways to be able to do that. But that's what the Eden Prairie Chamber of Commerce is. And that's what the Students on Commission is. And that's what other opportunities that you may arrange, or micro internships, things of that nature, we would help you develop those ideas as we get there. All right, so we only have a few minutes left, and then I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go in the chat. So if any questions have come up, be putting them in the chat. I did see one question in there. I'm gonna come back to that before we're done. I will also put the slide deck link in again, and the parent volunteer link in there again for you. But I want to quickly highlight this. Over the summertime, if you're shopping for things and getting ready for next year, as you saw from some of the pictures that we saw earlier on, all of the experiences that we expect the students to have either business casual or professional dress. These are examples of some business casual or some professional dress shoes that I took snapshots of pictures of kids during the experience without them knowing it, and just so I can show some pictures, because these are the other shoes that we got. Now, what you're looking at here is just basically tennis shoes. Now, there are some really cool dress tennies that people wear, which is perfectly fine, but those are different than these. And one of the things that you'd notice about the shoes in these examples is they're all kind of dirty. right? And so ideally, you don't have to go to Nordstrom's. You don't have to go to Von Maur. You can go to Kohl's. You can go, but if there's a way to figure out how we can, and if there's a challenge with that, you talk to me. We have scholarships at the school to help with those in financial need, to help give you a little bit of a wardrobe refresh, and to at least have a pair of shoes that you can dress up or have with business casual. Or you can dress up with some dress pants or some slacks or a suit. So that's a couple of different things. So I just thought it was kind of funny to throw these pictures in here. It's very different than students that look like this compared to those that came in like this. And so it kind of throws the whole wardrobe off. Last couple thoughts. There's a link here, a bunch of different links for other kind of things. If you're emailing some businesses, we have some instructions for doing professional emails. If you want some help with a sample resume, I've given you, there's a link for creating a sample resume. If you want to do a cover letter, when you're sending your resume off. So there are some templates in here to help you with that. And lastly, this was from a parent, and she reached out to her daughter who took this program in the past. It is a single class at EPHS that I learned the most in. I was the only person on my floor freshman year who knew how to make a resume. It is a class that is most applicable to picking a major and finding a job, and it is information I still use today. My internship in Senior Intern was the first domino in a series of events that got me my job offer. We have a lot of stories like this. Students actually get internship offers in college, job offers after college, based on the experiences from this program. But I'll go back to one of the first slides where it talked about engaging. You need to be able to engage with this program. And that's, if you do that, you will be successful for it. So really, hey, start planning right now. Think about it, engage, explore. Tell everyone that you're in an intern program, students. And, maybe you can attend some meetings, workshops, trade shows, trainings, but tell everyone you're in an internship program and you're looking to learn more about a career. You'll never know, you just don't know what opportunities are out there unless you ask. This is the slide with the exit ticket, students. So you want to click on this before you exit, and just let me know. And you can do it now, or you can do it in the next few days. It just has to be submitted by that. Really, because the applications are due to me by May 10th. And so I need to have a number that I'm sharing with different businesses later on. This is the contact information. And so for myself and for Miss Hari, and so Rachel is not at the school this year. She took a year off for maternity leave, had another baby. And so, but she will be with me next year. Right now we're sharing a number. We hope to have a different number next year, but here's my email. I am so thankful that you were able to join me tonight. And I am going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to open it up for